All right, I am Brandon, and this is Matt, and this is Breakthrough Stories. This is our first episode, and we're actually going to be talking about what is a breakthrough story. So, you got anything on that, Matt? What the heck is a breakthrough story?
Well, I think what we're going to try to relay is individual stories about people that became successful and what struggles they hit along the way, and how we can use that as a blueprint for ourselves to help us push through the struggles.
No, I think that's a good explanation, but I would say, and you mentioned this earlier, what is your definition of success? Because when we say someone's successful, that means so many things. The world, society has a definition of success, that whatever field you're in has a definition of success. I think it's paramount that we say to define success in your own terms. So that's right. Am I right on thinking that?
Sounds good.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Absolutely.
what we're trying to bring and define to people, if I had to say it as eloquently as I can possibly do right now for the first episode, is I think both Matt and I have had several times in our lives where we've had a significant breakthrough. Could be a light bulb moment, but nothing really, your mind is open to something, but the change hasn't happened
There's
yet.
no traction to it.
The shift hasn't happened. So in order to have that, you have incremental change through you have massive change through small incremental things that include discipline and consistency, things like that, of that nature. We talked about having on guests. Matt, who's a dream guest? Who would be a dream guest for something like this?
A dream guest?
Yeah.
Well, you did catch me off guard there, because I was thinking of local guests or
These people aren't going to know.
guests. So, dream guest. Wow.
Yeah.
Who would be?
What's
really
our top
cool?
five? What's our top five dream guests?
Oh, give me a second here. Who's one for you?
Tony Robbins would be great, just because when I got into my journey probably 10 years ago, I can't remember if I typed in personal development or whatever it was. He's obviously been around for a long time. And it's very broad in general that anybody can dip their toes in. He's got different levels. That worked out great for me to get started. So I out of appreciation to him, and I know how many lives he's changed, so he would be definitely on my dream list.
Well, my dream list would be, Napoleon Hill and Jim Rohn, but they're dead. God rest their souls.
Jim Rohn was going to be my next, because that is Tony Robbins' coach. That's where he got 95%.
Was he really his coach?
100%.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Well, that makes so much more sense.
Took
now.
him under his wing, and
Wow.
yeah, that was a big one for me too.
And Mr. Shove was the one who took him under his
Exactly.
wing.
So there's 3 generations right there.
Fascinating.
Well,
Yeah.
let's narrow it down to living.
Living people. Well, we've talked about him so much. Joe Rogan.
Okay. How come?
Joe Rogan is one of the only people that, at least in my limited experience bounced around the internet in the last 20 years, has been able to have successful conversations with people about literally anything, because he has an open enough mind to hear their story and to try to see it from their side. To be able to put himself in their shoes, at least for a moment, and ask the questions to get a peek behind the curtain. Say, how not just how did you, what are the steps, why did you? And then obviously, why is a huge thing to push people and give them fuel for their fire, but he's able to look at people and listen to them and be so empathetic to their story or to their life or to their position that he helps dissolve that story down to simpler steps so that all of us can look back. And we're not looking for a path, but he kind of opens the path and says, wow, this is how this person did this, whether it's an idea, a business, physical, defeating physical ailments, whatever it is. And I've always found that fascinating about him, that he has the patience and kindness that I would like to exude as a father, as a husband, as a friend, as a person I met at the grocery store, at the gas station. And even if it's in a 90-second piece, to be able to relay, I'm listening to you, help me understand you.
Excellent. I agree with all of that, and I'm a big Joe Rogan fan as well. I think he stands on both aisles. I mean, I'm just not a big fan of politics and how they divide people, and I think he's been able to open the world of politics to me a little bit by standing directly in between and saying, we're all both idiots, let's listen to this side, let's listen to that side. And the biggest thing is, and you said it, he listened. I hardly find any interviews where the interviewer is not after a pointed argument or a side, and they just have someone on to validate their side. I think he has people on there he doesn't even typically like, which you don't hardly ever see. And I have seen it before.
Some of his guests might not like that statement.
He's open-minded. That's true. And I've seen his opinion change live in action.
Yeah.
He's that open-minded that if you can convince him, he will change his way of thinking.
You'll have to correct me later through a Google search, but I think it was Einstein who said the true measure of intelligence is the ability to change your mind when given different information.
And what is that about absolutes?
Only Siths deal in absolutes.
I think we're going to close it right there. So, for you Star Wars fans, I hope I picked the right one there, not Star Trek. But anyway, that's what we're trying to get across here. We're just trying to share other people's stories of amazing journeys they've had from where they've came, what pushed them to the edge, what got them to jump, and where they are now. So, breakthrough stories.
Breakthrough stories.
Joe Rogan, we're coming.
See you soon.